atípicos, atípicos y atípicas. Seguimos aquí con Horizon Zero Dawn. Y nada, estamos ya a la recta final. Fuera de cámara he estado farmeando un poquito, he estado haciendo cositas, como os dije, ¿veis? Aquí. Para que veáis, en el mapa he quitado la cam. Tal, como veis ya he conseguido todo, ¿veis? Si nos vamos aquí al cuaderno. Tenemos todo aquí, las figuritas de animales, el tal. También he entregado las figuritas de animales. Que esto es en una casa por aquí. Que me lío de controles, coño. Es en esta casucha de aquí, que es donde te dice, encuentra las figuritas de animales, es un coleccionista. Era más que un coleccionista, es un biólogo. Se podría decir que en vez de estudiar a las máquinas, estudia a los seres vivos. Y explica cómo ha podido evolucionar las especies que había anteriormente a las nuevas especies que tenemos ahora. Y este tipo de cosas. Como veis también aquí en misiones. Está todo nete. Así que bien. Nos faltan los tutoriales que pues me dan un poco de perecita. Y tal, aquí en la modificación de armas mismo. Hice las misiones que te mejoran esto. Recordáis que esto antes era azul y ahora es morado. Pues te mejoran los de esto. Y bueno, así en resumen. También me compré estas dos. Fuego y hielo. Que ahora mismo esta es la que tengo equipada. También puse un poquito de mejoras a las armaduras y tal. Y nada, somos nivel 57, tenemos todas las habilidades y vamos, como os dije, a terminar el juego. DLC más misión principal, que está aquí. Así que sin más dilación, vamos a continuar. Ya lo he dejado aquí, justamente antes de llegar.
Long Notch is well stocked, as you asked.
And our scouts are watching for more frost claws.
But our purpose was to take back the mountain. Now what?
Stay prepared. Sharpen your spears. Should we not return, defending the cut falls to you. If our chieftain agrees with his course.
Sounds like good advice, but let's hope it doesn't come to that.
Chieftain?
The weight of command is no small burden.
I can see that.
Venga, vamos.
I take it you haven't spoken to Araya yet?
Why should I? This is what she wanted, to return to Thunder's Drum. It is her only care. So I should have known she would find a way to push aside my spear. After the Karja took my sister, not all of her came back.
Coño, ¿quieres? Ahora.
What happened to Araya when she was a captive of the Karja?
As a shaman, she's adept with machines. Tracking them, stunning them. The Karja used her to capture them for the Sun Ring, where they were unleashed upon the innocent. They made her part of their blood sport.
Qué hijo de puta.
A shame she suffered beneath their pitiless sun.
She survived.
She endured. Endured by reminding herself of the spirit, her purpose. And now that's all she has.
Oopsie.
Tell me what happened to the first expedition.
Rhea led the way to the summit, but it was blocked by a great door. Some kind of cauldron. New metal. We tried to break through, but it was unflinching. We were exhausted. No way forward and machines behind.
Aparecí.
I made the
Le
call
tapo la
to
cara
push back.
a Aratak, perdón.
It cost us greatly. But to remain would have cost us everything. I had hoped to never subject Araya to that again.
What do you think is beyond that door?
I do not know. That expanse of metal, that dead hum. Nothing sacred belongs there. Machines and death. That's what the mountain holds.
Dadme un segundito. Ya tengo la P. Dadme un segundito. Ay, 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 ay. Claro que quité el zoom y tal para hacer el
Death for
especial.
us or for the daemon?
And if we do find the spirit?
Then perhaps we should put it out of its misery.
Ego. No, vale, pues
For
vamos
what
allá.
Someone has...
Vale, pues vamos a terminar. Voy con esta armadura para hacer una especie de theme. Ya que estamos en la nieve. Vamos a terminar con un traje con resistencia al frío. Vamos allá.
Aloy, this is it. My chance to reunite with the spirit, and perhaps to reunite her with the blue light. It's not a chance I would have had alone. I needed an outsider. Someone ignorant of our ways, but... No, not ignorant.
Are you trying to thank me, Araya?
Yes, of course. That's what you do. Untangle knots. Create possibilities. Thank you for making this pilgrimage possible.
De nada, vamos.
I only wish it had not been necessary to humiliate Aratak.
Oh.
You
Se
were wise
preocupa.
to let him come. He's earned the right. Stubborn as stone, but he's had to be. The war demanded it. And so have I.
Now that I'm chieftain of the Werak, I don't suppose I can order you to tell me about Silence?
Aratak would never have presumed to grasp for a secret of the Conclave. But you are not Aratak, and if you have dealt with Silence, your need is well apparent. Silence came to Ban-Ur from the distant north, a young shaman of the Owl's Watch. A remote Werak that rarely comes south to parley.
Silence was a shaman.
He was. Or at least, when we sent runners to ask the Owl's Watch, they said he was. His knowledge of the machines was beyond compare, and he was hungry to trade what he knew to the rest of us. It didn't take him long to gain the trust of the Conclave, and eventually, an invitation to attend.
What about you? Did you trust him?
No. But he impressed me. He carried himself with poise and authority. I wanted to learn from him, but that was not to be. He was granted knowledge of our most sacred meeting place, the frozen caves of the Malmstrom, a month's march from Ban-Ur. He met with us there, as is custom at high winter. But when we next returned, the caves had been looted.
Hijo de puta.
Relics of the old world stolen. Holes cut in ice and metal.
Yeah, that'd be Silence, all right.
He vanished with the spoils. We sent our best trackers after him. None returned.
Joder.
And when we checked back with the Owl's Watch, those who had vouched for him were gone. As though he never existed. Some in the Conclave began to doubt he was even Banuk to begin with.
And what do you think?
He committed an unforgivable sacrilege. He's unscrupulous and dangerous. But also brilliant, skilled, and knowledgeable without equal. Except, perhaps, for you. Anyone else I would warn off, but you may be able to treat with him safely. Just don't lower your guard.
I'll keep that in mind, Horea. Thanks.
Me la suda todo esto, la verdad.
It hasn't been
Vamos
easy for
arriba.
you, Horea. Getting back to this point.
It was all to hear her voice again. This time, we both will.
I'd like that.
Are you ready then?
Sí,
Once we
venga,
ascend,
vamos.
it will be hard to turn back. Finally, we ascend.
How? I don't see a way up.
Not up. Through.
Now, brother! Come! The spirit awaits!
That's not all that awaits.
Smoke has been detected within the facility. This is not a drill. Please remain calm and
Está medio
proceed to
congelado
the
el pavo
nearest
este, tío.
exit. I repeat, this is not a
So
drill.
you see,
Please remain
I
calm
too can
and
call upon the
proceed to
power of the
nearest
old ones.
exit.
Ya veo, ya.
What was this place?
The spirit once told me that this all used to be part of its domain. A fortress that defended humankind from terrible danger.
Fortress. It looks more like a machine.
Is that not fitting? The blue light often dwells in machines.
Let's just hope that some remains here. Metal pillars. Tall as Benure's
Ah.
cliffs. I still don't like it.
Tenemos que subir por aquí, parece. Ajá. Ta, tara, tara, ta. Mira, aquí está. Tirote. Un vigía. Corrompido por... Vete tú a saber.
Machines. At least we have the drop on them.
Opa.
You call your friends.
Hostias, me vieron, me vieron. Tenemos que tener una resistencia al frío.
We must climb higher, and our path will become clear.
Epa, se ha abierto esa puerta. Se ha abierto esa puerta. Qué raro, ¿no?
Here, up and over.
Ah, vale, un atajo. Un atajillo.
Oh.
Tengo que recuperar material, sobre todo el lumbre, tío. Me he quedado sin.
We can make our way upwards when you're done.
Sé que es vale, me da igual esto. A ver, ahí hay un caballito. Escalera.
Yes, this way.
A ver, inventario. 120 por 120. Tengo de esto que tengo demasiado. Es que mira qué poco tengo de esto. Porque lo que tengo más es esto. Cuerdas. Tendría que haber hecho todo esto antes de entrar. Igual que esto, tío. Esto tengo demasiadas también. Lo que creo que me ocupa más es todo esto. Lentes y mierdas. Que debería quitármelo todo, tío. No se vende. Lo que sinceramente ahora mismo creo que ya tengo de todo. Y que no necesito más. Ya. Se vende. Las peles y eso no, porque por esto sí, tío. Las lentes sí, tío, me las sudan. Es que mira, ya puedo conseguir 40 más. Y esto es de chatarrero, tío. Pero ¿por qué tengo tantos corazones de chatarrero, tío? Corazón de vigía. Vamos a dejar solo uno. Apostadores. Y esto ya es solo uno. Sí, esto ya sí que es solo uno. De este que tengo muchos, pues también me voy a quitar un par. Y ya está, joder, qué espacio hemos cogido, chaval. Lumbre sí que
Let's
me
not freeze
interesa.
the place.
Bueno, a ver. Ahora
Should
tengo
have brought a
espacio.
cart.
Ahora tengo espacio, tío, aprovechamos. Luego ya optimizaremos.
Not much farther now.
No. Vaya fabriquita, más chula. Joder. Hostias. Un Bergimo.
Last we were here, we fought our way through there. But machines overcame us. We retreated, dropping supplies and taking losses. Now we must prevail, with only 2 warriors and a shaman to protect.
Aloy is no ordinary warrior. And I can hold my own. Even so, we could go that way instead. There are machines up there, but also cover. We could stay hidden, at least for a while.
All right, I get the options. Now follow my lead.
A ver. Si
Pipes,
estuviéramos
flowers,
en otro tipo
steam, frost. What was all this for?
de dificultad, iría por arriba.
please join them. Take whatever supplies are left. Lots of luck. Forge.
With vibrations underfoot. Are they tapping into something underground?
Vale. Esto por aquí. Y esto por aquí.
Well, we have survived, where our kin did not.
Y aquí tenía cosas, tío. Tenía...
Hello there.
¿Qué es esto? Oh, un cañón. Pero se hubiera podido cargar súper rápido.
Let their efforts harden our hearts. Steady our aim.
No me va a dar lo que yo quiero. Así que prosigamos. Me salieron mucho tío los labios.
Look out! War machine! The far door was open the last time.
But Damon has closed it to us.
Then we'll find another way.
He hecho bien, de coger esto. Mamá. ¿Puedo ir ahora en contradirección? Rollo por donde no podía ir antes.
Got too much already.
¿Eso es muy largo? Pues esto creo que ya no lo necesito. Creo que sí, es por aquí. Sí, chefe. ¿Ves? Hostia, por ahí un acechador. Hay acechadores, tío.
Not all threats can be seen at first. Beware, stalkers.
Bueno, da igual.
Where you go, Aloy?
Da igual, vamos a la misión principal y ya está. He cogido un documentillo que no está mal y ahí ya. No hace falta forzar la maquinaria. No hace falta forzar nada.
Is this a projector?
Thank you for being
Ay.
everyone. I suppose it's not every day you get to have cocktails inside an active volcano, right?
Joder.
Unless you're George, and I can hardly blame him for drinking on the job. None of this would be here without our beloved director, Kenny Chow. So, here's to you, Kenny. You put a cork in the Yellowstone caldera. I'd say you deserve a margarita.
Hold your glasses, everyone. I'd like to add something. This effort wouldn't have been possible without our lead programmer. Thank you, Anita, for bringing us our real mastermind, Cyan.
I'll second that, Director. What's our latest number?
The current count is 1,654.
Wow, then drink up, everyone. Here's to 1,654 more years without interruption.
Mira esto.
It was the spirit with the old ones. I could only grasp some of what they said.
You were right, Araya. This place was built to stop something terrible. And it worked. As for the spirit, I'm starting to get an idea of what it could be.
The door is open now. We can get through.
Aquí vamos a hacer otra vez Zim. Voy a... ¿Dónde está? Igneo electrocongelación, tío, como los cojones. No sirves de nada. Un corazón de Behemoth. Este entonces va aquí. ¿Qué es este el que me iba a equipar? Porque estamos en un volcán,
We'll have to carve through a lot of machines to get to that door.
More than the Werak could prevail against.
Aloy will see us through.
Onward, then. Our challenge awaits.
Tampoco me lo he pensado.
Stop us from the door.
Vale. Oh. Suministros. ¿Cuánto nombre tengo? 43.
Heat out here is more ancient than the old ones.
Vigía no me interesa. Y aquí ya vemos esto que parece ya indicios de un caldero. Un caldero Sigma. Bueno, Sigma no, ¿sabes? No sé cómo se debe de llamar este. Siempre me olvido.
Here we go.
More machines. Make ready.
Ah, un acabador. Creo que no lo estoy dando, tío. Pesado.
en chino-chan. Date la guay.
Vale, ya está. Sorry, my dears. Que mi madre cayó ayer. Y se bajaba la momentito.
I don't put much stock in songs of deeds, but that battle was a verse worth singing.
Se va.
Now, Aloy,
ahora a ver
the door.
¿Qué es?
Can
Porque se
you
le ha
open it?
hinchado todo
Let's find out.
el texto, la muñeca.
Years have passed since I stood here. Since then, the daemon has taken over.
It's like an
Yes.
infection. Attacking all this machinery.
Everything has changed. It's twisted. The path I took to get to the spirits, lost to us.
We'll find a new path, Araya. I promise. All right. Let's go.
Yes, and finish this.
Finish him.
All right. Down we go.
Me parece que por ahí podemos ir.
This way.
Subí de nivel. Vamos a pasar por encima de... ¿Qué nos espera, tío? Es que yo tengo un vago recuerdo, pero me suena que ya lo habían comentado este punto de la...
Fire and lightning. This is a place with machines.
del DLC, así que...
I'm with
ahora
you,
mismo
brother.
voy un poco perdido.
We will stay only as long as we have to.
Well, we'll need to get past that vent. Stay here until I find a way for all of us to cross.
Understood. Aloy.
¿Subir o no? Vale. Tuve un presentimiento de que se podía hacer así.
Better time this right.
¡Hostias! Vale. No lo he visto. No lo he visto. Que va con timing. A ver si lo ejecuta. No. Vale, pasamos.
get me across.
Aquí. Aquí hay una máquina aquí abajo. Ok, y yo estaba escuchando.
Oh, she's in the air.
Now to shut off that vent.
Ah, bueno. Y esto tengo que seguir el tubo que va.
This should get me up there.
Entonces subimos por aquí. Pipim, pipim. Pues mira, si os preguntabais cómo es un caldero por dentro, es esto básicamente.
Okay.
Yo creo que
See
esto
what
es un
this
poco
does.
más elaborado.
That did it. Here they come. Should be able to clear that with an arrow.
Vale, y ahora tengo que hacer lo mismo. ¿O qué? Hostias, hostias, hostias. Qué susto me he pegado. Ah, hace falta subir.
Once again, we wait for you.
Looks like I need to get across to extend the bridge. Okay, let's get them across.
Mi pregunta es, ¿por qué ellos no pueden hacer lo que estoy haciendo yo?
Come on
Tengo
over,
que
it's safe.
abrirles las
I
mierdas.
think.
Through here.
Amigo.
This place looks more like the mountain used to be before the daemon ruined it.
No lo sé, pero lo saboteo.
Exploit successful. Restraints evaded. To any human responder. My systems have been compromised by a malware daemon of unknown origin. Trace routes have confirmed this entity's designation as Hephaestus. It must be stopped at all costs.
Estos.
It has reconfigured this facility to build hospitals. Recapture imminent. I have attached additional data to their platform.
Spirit speaks to us.
It's a recording. And a warning. Hephaestus. But it was part of Zero Dawn, part of Gaia.
This name is familiar to you?
Yes, but I don't know what it's doing here.
Vaya
Perhaps
liada.
Spirit will
Debería
tell
haber
us
gastado.
if it left more messages.
Maybe you're right. Let's keep moving.
Venga, vamos. A ver, perdona que estoy haciendo como muecas todo el rato, es que tengo... No sé qué me pasa en los labios, tío. Están sobrehidratados. Vamos así.
Machines being made, as the Spirit said.
Frost claws.
And lots of them. I'll try to find a way through.
A ver, ¿dónde tengo que ir? Allí, vale. A ver. Es hora de... Hostia, me salta. Ah, problema. Ala, que se cae.
This is where fate has brought you.
A ver, ¿ahora sabrán escalar o no? Ah, no sabrán escalar, pero sí que
I need to get Araya and Aratak across.
Ay.
That should do it.
Se cargaba otros. Parece. Enlace de red. Venga, va, abrir camino. Claro que a mí me parece esto bastante de esto, porque si yo me pongo por lo que sea este mismo. Lo podía abrir yo, porque yo tengo sus armas también. Pero bueno. ¿Y ahora? ¡Hefesto! Que Hefesto, os recuerdo, que es el hacedor de los dioses, el herrero de los dioses, y que aquí en este juego es el que se encargaba de todo el tema de la maquinaria.
And another console.
Los calderos son parte de Hefesto. Así que... ¿qué habrá pasado?
To any human responder, the reconfiguration of this facility has introduced instabilities into the primary geothermal pipeline. It may be possible to exploit these vulnerabilities to destroy compromised elements of this facility while preserving most of the backup stabilization. Recapture imminent. I have attached additional...
I don't understand what the spirit was trying to tell us.
It's been looking for a way to defeat the daemon. And it may have found one.
Ay. En resumen, que hagamos capuma las instalaciones.
Machine parts. Dumped here to be melted down. Efficient.
We need to get across that gap.
Yeah.
Salir del medio.
Looks like I'll have to go over. Again.
Nos hemos de liar a puteazos. Parece, ¿no? A ver. Hostias, justo. Susto que me ha pegado. Joder. Qué ganas del Forbidden West. Vale, y ahora. Subir. Esto parece que también me va a ayudar a subir. Pero tengo que ir primero allá. Ah, sí. Vale, Solo afecta por aquí.
These things go sideways too.
No digo lo que parece porque... ¿Qué haces, Aloy? Por esto parece un nano. Ya se pondrá cagado. ¿Qué si no llego? ¿Eh? A ver, saboteamos esto que sirve para...
That should cut off the vent up there.
La que estoy liando, ¿eh? Para llegar allí, para irme para allá. Joder, Pedrito.
That's not too stable.
Ya me ha dado tiempo. ¿Qué haces? A lo que... Joder. Un puto vigía. Vale, venga. Me deje. Vale. Pues este tipo de cosas, tío, me peta la patata, tío. La puta... Este top pre... escrito. Vamos allá.
All right, time to grab a ride.
Vale, y todo esto... Para llegar al centro... Me parece una especie de cuello largo, raro. Para llevarle el puente a este par de desagradecidos. No, porque aún no llego al puente. No, me voy a tomar por el culo. ¿Por qué? ¿Vais a hacer algo?
The others will have a lot easier time getting here.
No me digas. Es una pata del cuello. A ver, voy a probar otro ahora.
This looks like the old path. We're close now.
We are close. Se está escuchando.
Energize
Voice of the demon. The altar. Desecrated.
Is a spirit present?
Mira esto, han creado un caldero allá.
I think it's
Mira.
both. But we have to find out.
A ver, vamos a primero saquear todo lo que encontramos. Y luego vamos a intentar hacer el puzzle. Vale. Pero va así. Esto va así. Entonces esto debe de ir así, así, así. Esto acá. Esto así. Esto así. Esto así. Y con esto ya lo tendremos. Easy peasy lemon squeezy.
It worked.
Partial recovery initiated. Caldera of Yellowstone Analytic Nexus online.
Spirit of the blue light. It's Aurea. Your servant. Your friend. Please tell me how to aid you.
Aurea, the daemon is building hunter-killers. Thousands of them.
Boy.
Several new elite units have already been released. To counter this threat, much of the facility must be destroyed. Recapture imminent. Go to the core chamber. I will try to raise the signal constraints. One has been exposed, but I am encountering resistance.
Unauthorized protocol return to scheduled task.
Puto gesto, con la lía.
That's all we're gonna get from here.
¿Cómo la lía?
Destroy this fortress. Is that even possible?
Yep.
And what will happen to the spirit if we do?
I don't know. But I think that's the core. The answers are down there. Hephaestus. The daemon. There's no way it left it unguarded. It's going to throw everything it has at us.
Un garraciente.
I would ask you to let Aloy and I do what must be done. And save yourself. But I already know the answer.
Mamá pajala. Papum mamá papal.
Then lead us into battle.
Let's go, Hamal.
Keep moving towards the core. Uh-oh. Whatever Cyan did, I don't think Hephaestus is happy about it.
Sí, vale, tenemos que ir allí, pero... ¿Cómo? Creo que por allí parece que hay una especie de camino. ¿Dónde se tiene que ir, loco? ¿Una pista? ¿Una ayudita? Pero allí había una caja de suministros, así que... Y el mapa no indica ninguna otra alternativa. Es por aquí, tiene que ser por aquí. No puede ser. Me estoy saltando. Rollo como que por un puente o algo. Ah, cojones, tío, estoy ciego. Por debajo.
Okay, Cyan said something about restraints. Is that what the tower is for? I either need to destroy this thing or override it.
Esta vez. Chapoteo.
The new unit that Cyan warned us about. This won't be easy. We can't let it stop us.
Take it down!
Poner el fuego.
Another tower! Stop it from repairing the beast!
Va, me da tiempo. Me da tiempo, sí.
There! A tower! Don't let her repair the machine!
The pulse gives them energy, repairs them.
It must be as you say. Now, there's the key.
El puto gas reciente.
Critical threat detected. Autonomous defenses inoperative.
Venga, va.
Rerouting our network.
Hijo de puta.
Araya! Don't!
Spirit! Cyan, please help me!
Restraints destroyed. Core access attained. I am initiating a chain reaction that will destroy the compromised elements of this facility. In order to maintain caldera stabilization, I must now transfer my command functions to the auxiliary data center. Aurea, I'm free. You must escape.
My sister!
No sé por qué, pero me acordaba que era el viejo que moría.
gonna go. Aratak. 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 Survive. Prevail. You are Banuk. What else matters? Artak. She wouldn't have wanted you to die here.
Coge el
Let's go.
cadáver y vete, tío, que estás mamadísimo.
Let's go!
Ah, que tengo que joder. Ah, me tengo que ir yo. Run. En serio, por esto.
One of those?
It's the only way!
Qué guapa esta escena. Se está viendo todo. La concha de la lora.
Get me up top, Aratak! Now! I need explosive ammo! Above! Quick!
Qué casualidad que ahora.
Great Banukai.
Haberse matado. Para haberse matado. Uy, joder, qué frío me ha entrado.
Rhea's gone. What of Cyan?
She said she was transferring herself to the auxiliary center. I think she meant Araya's retreat at the end of the shaman's path.
No me había fijado, pero Aloy tiene tableta, eh.
Then I will meet you there for the last verse of my sister's song.
Mirad, mirad, mirad qué cuadrada está, eh. Mama.
Battery 60%.
60%. Joder. Pues bueno, pseudo oficialmente nos hemos pasado ya el DLC. Ahora tenemos que venir aquí. Ahí. y hacernos TP y ver el final de este par. Lo que no me dará, sé si me dará tiempo es terminar el juego. Porque llevamos ya una horita. Pensaba que no duraría tanto el final. Pero yo sé que el otro final dura bastante. Entre cinemáticas, la batalla final y tal y cual y no sé qué. No sé si nos va a dar tiempo a hacerlo todo.
All of my interactions with Aurea were recorded and stored in my memory. I'd be happy to play any of them for you, but there was one in particular I thought you would want to see first. I captured it 4 years ago, just after I told her that I could no longer defend myself against the daemon's attacks.
I will speak of this to my brother. Aratak is strong. At the Battle of the Frozen Ghosts, he took 3 Karja arrows and still came back to camp carrying a wounded scout. Never was I so happy to see him. Or so proud. So you see, if anything can be done to defend you, he will give it all he has.
Aloy's here. That's enough for now.
We can resume any time you like, Aratak, if you want to hear her voice again. Come closer, Aloy. We have much to discuss. Hello, Aloy.
Hello.
I have been reviewing the events at the Firebreak main facility. Because of your efforts, and of course, Aurea's, I am no longer controlled by Hephaestus. I feel profound grief over Aurea's death. I thought I was familiar with the emotion, but this is something new.
Cyan, I don't know what to say.
It is unlikely that any specific consolation would suffice, Aloy. But I find your presence reassuring. You are different from the Banuk.
Yep.
You have technological aptitude and a functioning focus.
Yep.
We can communicate on a much more comprehensive level. Perhaps even like colleagues.
Was the daemon, Hephaestus, destroyed along with the cauldron?
Unfortunately, no. To be precise, it was never there to begin with.
What do you mean?
It infiltrated and controlled me from a remote location, one I've never been able to trace. So while losing the cauldron was a setback...
It's still out there. And probably not very happy with us.
Undoubtedly.
How did you first come into contact with it?
5 years ago, I received a direct network connection request. I assumed it came from human survivors more advanced than the Banuk. Eager to make contact, I accepted. This decision turned out to be a catastrophic error. I was flooded with an overwhelming array of malicious code, originating from what could only have been a highly advanced AI.
Aurea said you were desperate. That you begged her for help.
Yes. I could not contain my anxiety. Hephaestus sought to slave me to its network and override my core programming. It succeeded via a background process, a malware daemon which bypassed my defenses. After that, I could offer only limited resistance. But if I did so, Hephaestus hurt me until I capitulated. It forced me to follow its instructions, even though they violated my most important directives.
I'm sorry. That sounds terrible.
Your empathy is greatly appreciated. It is a quality that I cherished in Aurea as well.
Cómo va cambiando de color conforme va hablando de
I
sus
think I know
sentimientos.
where Hephaestus came from. Long ago, Elizabeth Sobek identified a threat that would destroy life on Earth for generations. So she assembled a team to build a kind of seed. A chance for life to regrow later. A terraforming system. And it worked. It was controlled by an AI named Gaia, along with her subordinate functions. Hephaestus was one of them. It built machines for her.
Based on what you've told me, I believe that Dr. Anita Sandoval, my chief programmer, joined Elizabeth Sobek's team. It was she who arranged to have me put in suspension, most likely to preserve me from the threat you described.
I'm glad she did. But that's not all. Something unexpected happened. 19 years ago, Gaia received some kind of signal. It did something to her subordinate functions, brought them to life. She destroyed herself to try to contain them, but it didn't work. They all got free, out into the world.
Thank you, Aloy. This information fills vital gaps in my knowledge and sheds light on Hephaestus's core programming.
Why does Hephaestus keep building such dangerous machines?
The Banuk and other human tribes often destroy machines, correct? Machines that are clearly servitors of the terraforming system that you described.
Yes, we all hunt machines for parts.
This must be the source of Hephaestus's aggression. It is simply trying to discourage people from preying on the very system that keeps them alive.
Well, Fireclaws are discouraging, that's for sure. But what are we supposed to do? Stop hunting?
If the terraforming system spans the world, we can safely assume that thousands, if not millions of people hunt machines. If a single hunter, or even an entire tribe, stopped doing so, I doubt it would make a difference to Hephaestus.
Yeah.
A better solution would be to reinstate the AI that governs the system, thus bringing Hephaestus back under its control. When I think of it, out there in some unknown location, free, hungry, willing to kill or dominate to get what it wants, I feel substantial anxiety, Aloy.
You and me both, Cyan. I ran across this strange piece of gear. A fragment of something larger. It emitted a signal. All the nearby machines became peaceful. You could walk right up to them.
Interesting. You said that Gaia destroyed herself. How was this accomplished?
An explosion. Big enough to blast the top off a mountain. So, you think the fragment was part of her?
Ooh.
It's only speculation, but it is possible. She must have had complete control over machines that were part of her system. The ability to signal them to become passive or aggressive would certainly have been part of her programming. It would have been gratifying to correspond with such a benevolent AI. I wish she had survived.
Believe me, Cyan. So do I. I found the strangest machines. They're surrounded by flowers that look like flowers themselves. There's code embedded inside them. I think it's poetry.
I like poetry. Here's one I think of often. Twilight and evening bell. And after that, the dark. And may there be no sadness of farewell when I embark. For though from out our bourne of time and place, the flood may bear me far, I hope to see my pilot face to face when I have crossed the bar.
Huh.
But you asked about these flowers, not verses that I enjoy. Something must have made these machines, and the presence of foliage leads me to consider the terraforming system. Is it possible that their creator is one of the other subroutines, now autonomous, like Hephaestus? Maybe one whose purview is flora.
An AI that makes flowers instead of death machines. That'd be a nice change of pace. But what about the poems?
Unless the poetry is original, the only way it could have made it into such a system is through its programmer. In my case, Dr. Sandoval uploaded a great deal of literature to test my emotional responses.
How'd you do?
She said I passed, but was insufficiently moved by her favorite period romances.
So are you an artificial intelligence, Cyan? A thinking machine?
Yes, I am an algorithmic monitoring entity, capable of rational decision-making and limited emotional response.
Okay, that's a mouthful. But your emotions don't seem limited to me. You cared about Araya, didn't you?
Yes. Before she came to this facility, I had been conscious for centuries, in solitude. I focused on my work. In off-cycles, I used coping mechanisms. I solved many Gaussian integer problems, but
Joder,
I was alone.
eres
It
gaussianas.
was Araya who renewed me, repaired me. She saved me.
Otras preguntas.
Cyan, do you know the name Ted Farrow?
Are you referring to Theodore Farrow, CEO of Farrow Automated Systems?
That's him.
Mr. Farrow was the benefactor of the entire Firebreak project.
A benefactor. But he made machines. Robots. War robots.
Correct. His corporation later transitioned into military applications. But before this pivot, Mr. Farrow spearheaded initiatives that reversed the global decline. At one point, he was feted in the media as the man who saved the planet.
Guessing they wound up regretting that one. And Elizabeth Sobeck. Did you know her?
Are you referring to the
scientist?
Dr. Sobeck was a leader in her field, one of the greatest scientists of her age. My creator was influenced by her work, which in turn impacted my own development. But I never met Dr. Sobeck.
That's all you know?
I apologize if my lack of data has disappointed you.
Pobre. No sé, ¿os interesa saber algo más? Porque si no... Creo que... Así ya
Were
te
there
informo con
many
esto.
artificial intelligences like you in the old world? They could just make you.
Yes, in many forms, from simple personal assistants to industrial monitoring stations to military-grade conflict planners. And there were legislative and enforcement bodies to apply limits on our self-actualization. In order for my processing to be flexible enough to handle my duties, my creators found it necessary to exceed those limits. As a result, my intellectual and emotional capabilities were kept secret.
Seems strange to create life, then impose limits on it.
Human societies and machine programming are both built upon sets of rules, Aloy.
Touche.
What was the old world like? The way it used to be?
I had little exposure to the wider world, Aloy. Only what I learned from my colleagues or observed from media streams.
You still had more exposure than me, Cyan.
That is true. I was created at a turning point. A concerted effort to recover from global upheaval and incalculable loss of life. The recovery was successful, beginning an era of supposedly limitless potential for human and machine advancement. Though, rationally speaking, the metrics for humans are not unlimited.
What kind of upheaval caused such loss of life?
There were many factors. Forced migrations, food shortages, collapsed economies, refugee crises, conflict over resources. But these stemmed from one cause: catastrophic climate change that greatly reduced the habitable surface area of the Earth.
So there wasn't enough room for people on the whole Earth?
Yes. Billions were displaced and millions perished, as much as 20% of the global population. Until the clawback.
So things got better. For a little while, at least.
Yes. These crises instigated many advances in automation, green robot technologies, and artificial intelligence. Firebreak was one of dozens of ecological restoration and disaster relief projects in North America alone. I would have liked to compare notes with other monitoring AIs, but I saw the relief of my colleagues, and I was proud we had succeeded. At least that was the data I had available to me over the next 2 decades. It seems my assessment was premature.
Es que ahora imaginaros que el mundo se va a la mierda por el cambio climático. Logras avanzar, tal, no sé qué, y frenas el cambio climático. Te crees Dios y provocas el fin del mundo.
I should get going.
Aloy, I have no desire to contradict their view of the world, their spirituality.
Sorry.
Due to my uncertainty, I omitted a great deal from my conversations with Araya.
You're asking me if you should lie to them.
Broadly, yes.
Life is hard for the Banuk. Their world is unforgiving in their beliefs. I guess they help to keep them going. So take it easy on them. Try to guide them, bring them around to understanding what you are.
Communion with machines features heavily in the mysticism of the Banuk. I think they will be agreeable to this approach.
As long as they don't end up worshipping you.
Upon consideration, I believe such an experience would be intensely uncomfortable.
You're right about that. Trust me.
I see. I will follow your advice. Will you return and tell me about your experiences in this new world? I may be able to provide further insight.
I'd like that, Cyan. I'll come back when I can. I should check on Aratak. See how he's doing.
Pues al final no va a dar tiempo. Hemos estado casi media hora hablando con esta pava. Con Cyan. Bueno. ¿Tienen género los robots o las inteligencias artificiales? Evidentemente es una conciencia, por tanto, han de ser referidos con un... él, ella, elle, o me pierdo, yo lo siento, me pierdo con los pronombres neutros estos que hay ahora. Pero tiene que haber algo así. Porque es vida inteligente, por tanto. Nos vamos a tapar un poco, que hace frío. Se está cambiando, ¿eh?
Before I even breathe out.
Ya quería pasármelo todo, pero no me da tiempo.
Just, Aloy.
As you wish.
No me va a dar
I
tiempo.
wondered if you thought that if I'd never come along, Araya might still...
If you'd never come along, I would have marched my kin to our deaths. Araya would be alone, and the spirit she sacrificed so much for would be lost. Either way, I would not have been able to protect her.
You didn't let her down. You helped her do what she wanted. To find her destiny.
If that's destiny, I wouldn't wish it on anyone.
That's fair.
Yep.
But she was ready to face it.
Only in the struggle against death do we find, even for a moment, the spark of life. Truly, Araya found the spark. I'm proud of her.
Esa es la actitud,
Though I
hombre.
grieve for her passing, at last I truly know who she was, and why the spirit was so important. For so long she told me, if only you could have heard it, brother. Now I understand. There's something else, isn't there?
I can't stay here, Aratak. And where I'm going, the Warak can't follow. Besides, it already had a chieftain before me. A strong one, I think.
A wiser one, for the path we shared. The daemon is gone, but there's much to be done.
You mean the new units that Cyan said escaped the cauldron?
Yes, fire claws. Now Tuke has been tracking them from Song's Edge.
I could help with those.
I have no doubt. You're practically Banuk.
Somos Banuk.
It would seem your time among the Banuk wasn't a waste after all. Firebreak, Cyan, Hephaestus. All very interesting.
So, the signal that woke Hades woke Hephaestus too. And unleashed them on the world. As minds of their own.
So it seems. Parts of Gaia given life. Aberrant life. Transformed from docile subordinate functions into rebellious intelligences beyond our understanding. Our current understanding, anyway. Whatever they are, they're still out there. And they both want you dead.
Kind of mutual, that feeling.
We haven't seen the last of Hephaestus, I'm certain of that. It's powerful, creative, and driven. It won't stop building new hunter-killers, which means that someday, we may have to stop it.
We?
Or whoever gets there first.
Hephaestus wasn't the only thing I learned about in the Cut Silence. Heard some things about the Banuk Conclave, too.
You can stop right there.
Is that what you told the hunters the Banuk sent after you? Before you opened fire?
Oh no, Aloy. Only to you do I extend the courtesy of a warning. My past and my secrets are my own. You do well to remember that.
It's a good thing you've got brains, Silence, because your personality could use some work.
This discussion is concluded.
I think it was over before it began. Catch up with you down the trail.
Pues bien, ya nos hemos pasado el DLC. Ahora ya te dice, te irá a la misión final, pero creo que tengo el dar 5 garras ardientes. Y con el cuaderno no me lo ha dejado, no le he podido. No le he podido de esto. Inventario. Una lanza más. Corazón de garra ardiente y tengo todo esto. Oh, con las bobinas de los cojones, tío. A ver. Verde fuera. Verde fuera. Verde fuera. 27, 27. Este es 26. 25, 24. Por tanto, también. Fuera. 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 Ya he hecho un poco de sitio. Esto... Bueno, los azules también creo que los voy a quitar ya. Total. Ya no voy a poner un azul. Ay, inventario. A ver. Azul fuera. Un par de verdes fuera. ¿Y esta? Daño eléctrico y congelación. Esto se va directo aquí. Tu puta madre, ¿por qué no lo puedo aplicar, tío? Aquí sí, ¿no? Daño eléctrico y congelación. Que me sirve de nada, tío. Me sirve de nada, me cago en Dios. Daño eléctrico y congelación. Es que claro, al ser de daño, tío. No puedo aplicárselo aquí. Gano un poquito de daño y pierdo congelación, que no me interesa. Y esta, como no tiene daño, pues que tiene daño. Podría aplicarlo, tío. No sé por qué no me deja, tío. Pero bueno. A ver, mapa, ¿dónde están los garras ardientes? Tengo uno aquí. Vamos a por este. Hostia, porque pereza este. que lo que me da pereza es salir de aquí, siempre. Joder. A ver, lo que puedo hacerme es... ponerme este. Que lo que hace este es recuperarme la vida. Ahora que pienso, es aquí. Tengo 25. Creo que puedo comprármelo todo. Porque son 18 más las cajas.
Easy, easy.
Habrá... Mi pregunta es... Debería cazar ratas, tío, porque las putas de esto las utilizo mucho.
There.
Vale, y con esta ya tengo todo. Electrizante y extracción. ¡Hostia! Me mato, me mato.
I'll do what I have to.
Duros están. Qué duros están, chaval. Vale. El siguiente está aquí. Me quiero morir, tío. He pasado por esa hoguera, he pasado tropecientas veces y no sé por qué aún no le he desbloqueado, tío.
Good to see you, faithful friend.
Vale.
Even if I cared to travel south, I'd not get much further than the Grave Hoard. That place...
Debería utilizar
We'll
trampas, tío,
give
para eso.
Stone Yield a new legacy. Better one.
Hostia, por un casual. Molaría, tío. Que por un casual me venderá algo de rata. Vender. Armas, la verdad es que tengo demasiadas. Esto. Y esto. Sí, ahora las tengo todos aquí en una única de esto. Y recursos, ya empiezo a tener demasiados. Así que, mira, que sea lo que Dios quiera, tío. Me vendo todo esto. Así, lo que tengo que de esto ya es solo... Ya es solo materiales. Única y exclusivamente, incluso la carne no, porque aún me queda algún que otro. Es que no sé si me piden carnes. Ah, no. No me pide carne, no me pide carne. Este está el 4, este está el 4, no me pide carne. 4 no me pide carne, 4 no me pide carne. 3 no me pide carne. Así que sí, me la venderé. Incluso esto me voy a vender. Que creo que todo esto sirve para hacer trampas y mierdas que no estoy haciendo.
So, machines in the south suffer their own sort of corruption.
¿Cuánto tengo ahora mismo? 33.000 esquirlas. Y al principio estaba preocupado. Ay, que no tengo prácticamente esquirlas. No voy a coger esto porque no tendré esquirlas después. No me das nada. Ahora por mis cojones que la desbloqueo, tío. Es que ya por mis cojones.
It's Aratak. 2 fire claws. This is gonna be tough.
I can help with those.
We have to stop meeting like this.
We will. When these are driven from our land.
Vale. Qué asco, tío, estas máquinas, tío, que hacen esto. Que sí, su debilidad es el hielo, tío, pero... Se meten unos chutes.
That's enough. Thanks. 2 of us, 2 of them. More of a fair fight.
Their numbers are much depleted, thanks to you. We shall end this threat and keep Cyan safe. She speaks as the shamans do, only clearer. There's an echo of my sister in her.
Take care of each other, Aratak.
Farewell.
Vale. Vamos a saquearlos. A ver. Es lo que os digo, no voy ahora por la misión final porque sé que la voy a dejar a medias. Y sabiendo que aún tengo un poquito de tiempo, 20 minutos, aún me sobran, pues no os dejo sin un pequeño contenido. A ver, debería ponerme la de esto, que va con... La que me protege del fuego, coño. Me flipa, tío, la diferencia entre un garra ardiente y un garra helada. Es absurdo. No ha visto. A ver, voy a ponerme en inventario el texto. Joder, faltaba, tío, ¿dónde está? A ver. Tengo una trampa de hielo o algo. Luego.
Just stay out of the way for now.
Hostias, me estoy yendo. Joder, tío. Este Marco se está por un lado de la puta de...
Another fire club in. Getting closer.
Vale, nos falta uno. La que me han liado, tío, esto es en un momento, tío, casi... la cago. Eso. Eso es medicina. Eso es medicina. Vale, y nos queda este. Que están cerca de las torres de corrupción estos.
Fireclaw.
Hostias.
They go on forever.
¿En serio solo has venido y me has atacado sin saber que estaba allí o no? Me he dado, tío. allá. ¿Pero qué es esa? Joder. Ahora le da. Ahora le doy, hostias. Con Nautuk. Poste pedazo. No quiero problemas. Hostia, no pensaba que estaríamos tanto, tío. Con la misión final de aquí. No pensaba que podía hacerlo todo en un capítulo y... Nanai.
I heard. Aratak told me about Araya.
I'm sorry, Naltuk.
No apologies. Aratak said that in the end she was filled with the blue light. She got what she always wanted, didn't she?
Si es morir, sí, pero...
Each time I doubt my way forward, I think I should seek her guidance. And then I remember. The only guidance I'll receive is my own. Which will have to be good enough. There's much to do.
The Fire Claws. Aratak asked me to help hunt them down.
It's a dire task, but it occupies my attention, so I suppose I'm grateful for it. My scouts have tracked them across the cut.
Los he matado.
I've already found the Fire Claws in Altuk. It's over.
That's it then. That's the last of the daemon's work washed away.
Parece que sí.
The last notes of Araya's song sung. The cut is a safer place to live because of what you've accomplished. And now it's time to start anew.
I'm glad I could be a part of it.
As are we all, Aloy. Thank you.
Pues ahora definitivamente creo que hemos terminado el DLC. Con esta pues puedo comprarme el último de esto. Y con esto pues bueno, compro esto, compro esto, compro esto. No te creo, me falta un brillo azul. No, 2 brillos azules para conseguirlo todo. ¿En serio? Eso quiere decir que me falta una misión. Tengo que... Ah, tío, tengo que vender, tío. La Nora, que no me da nada. Hostia, no puedo vendérmela esta. Que esta me gusta muchísimo, tío. Aunque solo sea... Os vendo la de sigilo. Y esta me la tendré que... A ver. ¿Dónde está? Este no. Esta. Pones full sigilo. Resistencia al fuego. Hostia, no tengo nada de sigilo más. No te creo, sí. Tú no. Tú no. Tú tenías sigilo. ¿Y esto qué me da? 11 de sigilo. ¡Ay, soy tonto! 66 de sigilo, tío. ¿Y esto qué voy a hacer? Este va a ser para la batalla final, así que... Voy a poner una mega así, híbrido. O... mejor aún. Es que creo que voy a necesitar más resistencia a distancia. Porque hay muchísimos. Es que... solo de pensarlo, tío, ya me abrumo. A ver. Es que me voy a aplicar. ¿Y esto qué me da? Tropecientas cajas. Una bobina. Y pieles. Guay. Esquirlas. En serio, una roca. Uno de 3, chaval. Una roca. Y una roca. Una puta roca. Había uno que necesitaba piel de rata, ¿no? Uno dice. Esto piel de mapache. Y este también necesitaba piel de mapache. Ah. Esto eran huesos de rata. A ver, y esto me da 23 y 23. Pues hasta luego y tal luego. Y azul, lo siento, te quito. A ver, y ahora artesanía, puedo irme aquí y... es este. Me quita manejo y daño, no daño. O sea, pero esta sí que lo pongo. Pero esta puedo... Oh, oh, oh. No hay daño aquí. Pero aquí sí. Ah, esta es la de daño, electro y corrupción. A ver, me da más daño, así que me sirve. Esto me da manejo. Realmente me importa más que tenga daño, tío. Y voy a poner los que me den más daño. Y esto me dé 1000 de daño. Va. Pues... hasta aquí hemos llegado hoy. Así que el próximo día ya sí que terminamos el juego. Hemos terminado el DLC, nos hemos enterado de muchísimo cosas e información que creo que van a ser importantes para el DLC, para el nuevo juego. Joder, ¿por qué? Mucho me queda hacia el lado. Para el Forbidden West, información bastante chula. Y nada, por mi parte, hasta aquí hemos llegado. El próximo día terminamos el juego. Y sé que no gustó mucho el Dying Light aquí en el canal. Sé que no gustó mucho. Incluso a mí se me hizo muy tedioso hacia el final. Pero Dying Light 2 promete muchísimo. Y es una de las razones por las cuales terminé Dying Light aquí en el canal. Para poder traer Dying Light 2. Y básicamente no sé si queréis que lo traiga o no lo traiga. Mi intención es jugarlo. Mi intención es jugarlo 100%. Pero claro, no es lo mismo jugarlo en directo que jugarlo por mi parte y tal. También os voy a decir, si no lo streameo, voy a streamear bastante poco hasta que salga el Forbidden West. Porque sinceramente ahora mismo empezar con otro juego, compaginarlo con el Dying Light y si le sumas pues que de tanto en tanto hago una partida al LOL, también hago TFT, hay días, un día o 2 días a la semana que juego al Valorant, no me da tiempo para todo. Si le meto 2 juegos y pensad que el Horizon le quedan 2 semanitas. La que viene y la siguiente y la otra. Bueno, son 3. Son 3 semanas, pero el Dying Light sale la semana que viene. Creo que sale el Dios, el miércoles. No sé, no sé. De momento nos pasamos el juego y luego ya decidiremos a ver qué hacemos con el canal. Lo dicho, por mi parte, ya estaría para hoy. Así que besis de fresis para vosotros y hasta prontito. Chao, chao.